It's a God-given gift. You should celebrate it. You should use it. You should create as much as possible. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. I'm so excited to share what I'll be speaking about today, which is from the book of Genesis and some of the lessons that I recently learned from reading that book in the Bible. So Genesis is one of those books that I used to approach with the thought of, I already know what happens. God creates the heavens, the earth, God creates all of these things. But when I read it again with an open mind and just paying attention to the wording that was used in there, I had a whole new perspective, and I just feel so excited about what I've come to learn and know from rereading the chapter. And I'm just excited to share that today. So I hope it's something that you enjoy reading with me, learning with me. So to start, I will read the chapter, just chapter 1 of Genesis, and then we could talk about what's in there, the points that I would like to cover. So here it goes. And I'm reading from NIV. Um, yeah, so here we go. In the beginning, Genesis chapter 1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Now the earth was formless and empty. Darkness was over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. And God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. God saw that the light was good, and he separated the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there was evening, and there was morning, the first day. And God said, "Let there be a vault between the waters to separate the water from water." So God called the vault and separated the water under the vault from the water above it, and it was so. God called the vault sky, and there was evening, and there was morning, the second day. And God said, "Let the water under the sky be gathered to one place, and let dry ground appear." And it was so. God called the dry ground land, and the gathered waters he called seas. And God saw that it was good. Then God said, "Let the land produce vegetation, seed-bearing plants, and trees on the land that bear fruit, with seed in it, according to their various kinds." And it was so. The land produced vegetation, plants bearing seeds according to their kinds, and trees bearing fruit with seed in it according to their kinds. And God said that it was good. And there was evening, and there was morning, the third day. And God said, "Let there be lights in the vault of the sky to separate the day from the night, and let them serve as signs to mark sacred times and days and years. And let them be lights in the vault of the sky to give light on the earth." And it was so. God made two great lights, the greater light to govern the day, and the lesser light to govern the night. He also made the stars. God set them in the vault of the sky to give light on the earth, to govern the day and the night, and to separate light from darkness. And God saw that it was good. And there was evening, and there was morning, the fourth day. And God said, "Let the water teem with living creatures, and let birds fly above the earth across the vault to the sky." So God created the great creatures of the sea, and every living thing with which the water teems, and that moves about in it, according to their kinds, and every winged bird according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. God blessed them and said, "Be fruitful and increase in number, and fill the water in the seas, and let the birds increase on the earth." And there was evening, and there was morning, the fifth day. And God said, "Let the land produce living creatures according to their kind, the livestock, the creatures that move along the ground, and the wild animals, each according to its kind." And it was so. God made the wild animals according to their kinds, the livestock according to their kinds, and all the creatures that move along the ground according to their kinds. And God saw that it was good. Then God said, "Let us make mankind in our image, in our likeness, so that they may rule over the fish in the sea, and the birds in the sky, over the livestock and all the wild animals, and over all the creatures that move along the ground." So God created mankind in his own image. In the image of God he created them. Male and female he created them. God blessed them and said to them, "Be fruitful and increase in number. Fill the earth and subdue it. Rule over the fish in the sea and the birds in the sky and over every living creature that moves on the ground." Then God said, "I give you every seed-bearing plant on the face of the whole earth and every tree that has fruit with seed in it. They will be yours for food. And to all the beasts of the earth and all the birds in the sky and all the creatures that move along the ground, everything that has the breath of life in it, I give every green plant for food." And it was so. God saw that all that he had made, and it was very good. And there was evening and there was morning, the sixth day. So that's chapter 1 of Genesis. So there's so much good stuff in this chapter of Genesis, and after reading it with an open mind, I'm just so beyond excited to have this new perspective and information that I've just gathered from this chapter, and I wanted to share it. So the first thing was God speaking things into existence. It just amazes me that with each day that God is creating, it starts off with, "And God said, let there be." And God said, let there be. It starts off with, "And God said." And that was the realization to me, the power of our spoken word. What we say will be. Therefore, it just spoke to the importance of saying positive things over your life, over everything you're working on, and just being positive. What you say will be. If you speak negativity, even the smallest negative thing, like, "Oh, I knew it was not going to work," or "I knew it would fail," that's exactly what you get. But if you approach life and what you're doing, the things you're working on, whatever it is, if you approach it with a positive mindset and your spoken word is, "And it will be so as I am doing it," it definitely will be so. And I really just love that. And it makes me think of the power of affirmations and positive speaking over your life. It may be the smallest word that you're saying, maybe "I am happy," even if you don't feel it. The fact that you're saying that, you will be. At some point in the day, you'll find yourself just happy. Um, and with affirmations, I do want to say, when we say "I am," we are actually, one of God's names is "I am." And we know that from the story of Moses, where he says, "I am that I am." That is his name. So when you're saying an affirmation, you're literally using God's power over your life. It's God's power over your life, and it will be. So the power of affirmations is so important. I mean, the affirmations is so important, and speaking positivity over your life. And also in Genesis, it says in verse 27, it says God created man in his image. So if God has the power to speak things into existence, so do we. We have power to speak things into existence over our lives. So what you say over your life will be. It's your choice. You speak negativity over your life, over what you're working on, over what you're desiring, that's exactly what you will get. If you speak positivity over your life, over what you're working on, over what you are doing, that's exactly what you will get. You have the power over your life, what you control, what you allow in it. You have the power. Your spoken word is your power. And on that, I just want to touch really quickly. Sometimes a negative thought will come into your mind. It's up to you to entertain that thought. A thought is just a thought until you give it power to be more. Your spoken word is what has more power over your life, because that's what you input into your brain, that's what you input into your system, that's what you're speaking into the universe, into just your being. So your spoken word is very important. In Genesis, to me, rereading that just reaffirmed the importance of our spoken word, the importance of my spoken word and what I speak over my life and everything about my life. So the second thing was the order of creation. For the longest time, I wondered why God created specific things on each day. Like, why was this created on day 1 versus not creating it on day 3? And as I was reading it, I realized the power of order, the importance of order. Um, you can create, but you don't just create and like things are out of order and disorganized and all of that. So there was a purpose and a reason why God created what He did when He did. And for example, one of the things was He created, um, on day two, He created the sky and the seas. And then on day five, He created the birds and the fish. So He created the environment for these creatures, these birds, these fish to be in before He created them. So it made sense that there was order. And after He created everything, He created man on the sixth day. Before we were formed, He created this amazing, beautiful earth and environment for us to thrive in, to succeed in, to be in. So it just made me think on the importance of order in your creativity. You know, otherwise, it's the best way to be successful. It's the easiest way to just follow through what you're doing is just having order, organization. And I feel like God gave a really good example of um, order and why it's important. Then another point was God praised His work. You know, if after each day it says, and God saw it was good, and God saw it was good. Like that is repeated over and over on each day. And it made me think on what it is that we do and create and produce as humans. We should be proud of what we produce. It should be quality work to we our own selves can say, I created something good. Um, or just even what you say or speak. It should be something you can say that was good, that was quality, that will be successful, that will work. Of course, there's trial and error that comes. Sometimes you do have to do things more than once before you get it. Um, but it's the fact that even you knowing you have not produced quality work, it's a God given quality because God was proud of what He created. And He created us in His image. So we too, we know when we have not done our best. And that's just something that stood out to me because we have to be proud of what we create. And also, it's the importance of praising yourself, not looking for praise from someone else. If you really did create something good, you will be proud. You will praise yourself. And it's important to celebrate the things you create. Celebrate them, no matter how small. And I feel like this was God celebrating what He created. It was good and it's okay. And it's actually encouraged to be proud and to praise your work. As long as, and it has to be quality. It has to be quality. He gave us that example. And I should have spoken this first, but it's the point of we are created in God's image. And again, that's on chapter 1, verse 27. And God created mankind in His own image. In the image of God, He created them. Male and female, He created them. Male and female, we are all created in God's image. And God is a creator. So we are creators. And I just wanted to touch on this because if you're someone who has this creative quality, whatever it may be, and I don't know, people don't really understand why you are taking this approach or creating this thing, or why you're excited about this thing that you're creating. God gave you ability to create. God was a creator. So are you. Just create. And I bet you while you're creating, while you're in your creative element, and I've noticed this about me as well, when I'm in my creative element, I am my absolute happiest. I mean, I'm just enjoying what I'm creating. I am inspired and I am excited and I'm just really living my best moment when I'm in my creative energy, when I'm creating. And I look at it and I do also say it is good. So whatever it is that is your creative talent or just your talent, whatever it is, it's a God-given gift. You should celebrate it. You should use it. You should create as much as possible and share it with the world. someone may not understand it, but somebody else does. And God ultimately is proud of what you're creating. Again, as long as it's something good, it's not causing harm, it's not hurting someone else or yourself, God will praise it. God will praise it. So this point is important to me, and I'm speaking to myself because for the longest time I've debated about starting a YouTube channel and creating content. And as I read this and I realized it says we are creators, and as I'm creating YouTube, I'm like excited with what I'm talking about. I'm understanding myself more, and it's what has given me the courage to take on this journey, because it's been years, like I'm not kidding, it's been years that I've been wanting to create and I haven't created my channel, and reading that chapter gave me the courage to create. So I just wanted to share that with someone out there. If there's something you want to create and for whatever reason you're just holding yourself back, use the chapter in Genesis to encourage you. You are a creator, so create. Let's beautify this world, and let's just put good stuff out there that helps other people. So these are the things that I got from Genesis. There's so much more in Genesis. Just this first chapter, I know that I could reread it some years from now, and there's new things that I will pick up, because I'm just now reading the Bible with an open mind versus thinking I already know what's in it, and I'm paying attention to the details, such as the wording that has been used. And it's really eye-opening, and it's actually exciting to just really understand on a deeper level versus a surface level of, yeah, it was created, but God said, and then it was created. It's just so beautiful. It's just so beautiful to know the power of our spoken word and the power that we have over our lives. And just knowing that we can speak good into our lives. And what we speak, the good that we speak will be. The bad that you speak will be. So choose wisely what you say over your life. And I hope this is helpful. Please share your comments or feedback, or what perspective you have, because I would really love to read it and to just get additional perspectives from people out there. Thank you so much for clicking on my video, and I will see you on the next one. Bye. Thank you again for watching my video. I wanted to say, take a moment to check out my online jewelry store, Pretty Dainty. It is faith-based jewelry that is both elegant and beautiful, and when you wear it, it is a reminder of God's love and His promises for us and His plans for our lives. I will link the website below, and happy shopping. With lots of love, Nia.